Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are going to be predicting my final standings of the League 1 2023-24 season. Remember to drop a like if you do enjoy the video because it helps me out a lot. Subscribe if you are new with the notification bell turned on. And without further ado, let's get into the video. So starting off with 24th, we are going with Carlisle United. My reason behind this is because I haven't really seen much business within Carlisle. They're kind of an irrelevant club, and I do think they'll be kind of a yo-yo team. They'll go down to League 2, then they'll come up, they'll go down again, come up, and like that basically. 23rd, I'm going to be going for Cambridge United. The reason behind this is it's going to be a controversial one, but the reason behind this is just because of their business. Cambridge haven't really had much business within the transfer window this summer. They might have bought in the likes of Gassana Habmi, but let's be honest, he's not going to do much. He was loaned to Pompey a couple of years ago. He didn't really do much. He scored 2 in 2 games. I just don't think he's a good summer signing. 22nd now. I'm going to be going for newly promoted Leyton Orient again. So we have got 2 newly promoted teams in the relegation zone. But I just don't think, again, they're going to do that well. My team, Pompey, beat them 4-0 last weekend. And the second game week of the season, they just didn't look strong at all. They were bad defensively. They couldn't attack. They couldn't pass the ball around. When we put pressure on them, they were just suffering. They couldn't keep the ball. They just had to keep playing long ball. I just don't think they're going to do that well. Okay, moving on to 20th. We are going to go for Fleetwood Town. My reasons behind this is, again, they just haven't had much business in the transfer market. Or not that I know of anyway. I don't really keep on top of Fleetwood's transfer market, and I shouldn't really. They're always fighting for relegation every year. I just don't think they'll do that well. I really, really don't. Right, that is my relegation zone. Carlisle 24th, Cambridge 23rd, Leyton Orient 22nd, and Fleetwood 21st. That is the 20th, 23rd, 22nd, 21st. Yeah. Alright, and we're going to throw 20th in there, which is Northampton Town. Again, not much business. Newly promoted sides. Yeah. This hasn't... It's the 20th, right. So yeah, 20th, Northampton, and 19th, Stevenage. All the 4 teams that got promoted are going to be in the bottom half. It just normally is like that when a new team gets promoted. I know we saw with Plymouth, they obviously got promoted over a couple of years and done brilliant. I think Stevenage could do that. They've won 3 out of 3 so far. I do think they're in a strong position. They're not going to come top half this year, but next year I do think they will do well. So moving on to 18th. This is starting to get where kind of the good-ish teams get involved, but not the top 6. I'm going to go with Cheltenham Town. They lost Alfie May. That is my reason. They lost Alfie May to Cheltenham. He is the biggest loss for Cheltenham this season, and that is why I've predicted them to come 18th, sorry. Right, 17th now. I'm going to go for Exeter City. They've lost out on Giovanni Brown. They've lost out on a couple others. They've still kept Sam Noon, which is a class player, still at Exeter. Again, just they can't score. They're good defensively. They just have no attacking threat. Again, Pompey played them Tuesday night. We had 76% possession. We were just passing it around them and they couldn't do anything. So that is why I have got them at 17th. 16th now, I'm going for Lincoln City. The reason I'm going to go for Lincoln here is because they're always fighting, I presume, for mid-table. I don't think they're going to get mid-table this year. They have brought in some good signings, so this could be kind of a controversial prediction. They've brought in Tyler Walker, they've brought in Rico Hackett from Portsmouth. I think they could do well this year, but I just had to put them at 16th. 15th now, getting more onto the mid-table. I'm going for Port Vale. And you might be thinking, why are you putting Port Vale so low? They got absolutely demolished by Barnsley. 7-0 in the first game of the season. They are so bad defensively. Port Vale fans, you might be thinking, why have you put us so low down? That is my reasoning. Genuinely is. So, for 14th now, I'm going to go for Burton Albion. See, Burton are always normally like fighting for relegation, normally trying to stay up. They always stay up. But I think they're going to have a better season this year. They've made some good signings. They've let some people go, but they've brought in. They've managed their squad depth really well. Right, finally now, for 13th, I'm going for Shrewsbury Town. Last season, they were fighting for a playoff spot. They were doing really well. And then I think they finished 8th or 9th. They kind of fell off in the last 6 games of the season. Again, it's Shrewsbury. They're always mid-table. They haven't got much about them. They've brought in some good signings. They've got a good fan base. Again, I just don't think they're going to do that well this year. Right, moving on now to mid-table. I'm going with Bristol Rovers, Joey Barton's Bristol Rovers. The reason I'm going for this is because they have brought in some good players. They've brought in Giovanni Brown from Exeter City. He's a quick, pacey, skillful winger. They've kept Archie Collins. That's class for them. I think he was joint 4th top goal scorer last season with 22 goals, I believe. I think they'll do well this year. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I just do think they'll do alright. They'll get mid-table. It's good for them. Next year they'll push on for the playoffs. 11th, I am going with Wycombe Wanderers. I'm going to go for Wycombe because Gareth Ainsworth obviously left to go to QPR last year. I think that's left them in a bad place. They've still got Ryan Tafazoli. Shout out to Ryan Tafazoli. He's a class defender, class YouTuber. I just don't think... They haven't got much about them. They've got good players, don't get me wrong. They always beat Pompey. But, 11th for me, Wycombe Wanderers. That's a good season for you guys. 10th, I'm going to go for Oxford United. Oxford, I think, will be the dark horses this year. I don't know if they'll finish 10th. That's where I've put them. They've had a good transfer window. They've got Liam Manning as the manager still. They've kept Cameron Brannigan, which is class because I thought he would have gone to the championship. Yeah, I think 10th for Oxford this year will be a good year. Will be a good season. 9th, I'm going for Wigan Athletic. The reason I'm doing this is because obviously they were in administration. They got deducted 8 points. I know they've gone 7 points from 3 games. They're nearly out of that relegation zone on -1 points. I just don't think it's going to be enough to push them for the promotion spots, the playoff spots. They've brought in some good players. Charlie White has stayed with them. They've brought in some others. I think 9th for Wigan Athletic, their first season back in League One, from getting relegated from the Championship, getting deducted 8 points. I think that's a good position for them to sit in this year. Right, moving on to 8th. I'm going to go for, it might be controversial, I'm going for Peterborough United. They have been class in their first 3 games. They've won 3 of 3. But I just still feel like 8th for them, missing out on the playoffs, obviously is a bad season for Peterborough. You should be thinking they're going to get playoffs every year. I just don't think they'll do it. You've got 7 better sides in this league than Peterborough United. 7th now, I'm going for Charlton Athletic. Just missing out on the playoffs. Their transfer window has been absolutely sublime. They've brought in Alfie May from Cheltenham. They've brought in other players here and there, building on their squad depth. A new midfielder's coming, I forgot what his name is. A couple wingers. They've kept Raksaki. Yeah, I think 7th for Charlton, just missing out on the playoffs, is going to be... It's good, but it's bad as well. If you're a Charlton fan, you'd say, no, we're going to be pushing for playoffs this year. I think you will. I think it'll be a couple points or even goal difference that you'll miss it out on. Going for 6th now, the first playoff position, I'm going for Reading. Just being relegated from the Championship. I like Reading. They're a close one to Pompey. You could say it's a derby. People do, people don't. I don't really. They're a local side. They'll get 6th, but they won't win the playoffs. They'll go out in the first and second leg. They won't get to the final. And moving on to 5th, I am going for Blackpool. The Seasiders. Yeah, I'm going for Blackpool. The Tangerines, the Seasiders. I don't really know what Blackpool have done this year. I don't know who. Oh no, they've brought in some guy from Luton, I believe. The centre back. I think that would be good for them. But yeah. 4th, I am going for Derby County. I think Derby, Paul Warne, he is on the verge of getting sacked, I believe. The fans don't want him anymore. They lost 2-1 previously to Oxford at home, which isn't a good result for them. Obviously, I've got Oxford predicted mid-table. So losing 2-1 to them after going 1-0 up in the first half, that isn't brilliant. 3rd, I am going for my team, Portsmouth. John Massinio's Blue and White Army, they are coming for the Championship this year. We've made 13 signings, 2 loans, 11 official signings on 2 or more year contracts. John Massinio, what a manager. I'd sit here and talk about Pompey all day. But this video ultimately is not about Pompey. It's about League One. It's about my League One predictions. So that is where Portsmouth will finish 3rd. Runners up now, I'm going for Barnsley. The reason I'm going for Barnsley is because they are one of the strongest teams in this division, I believe. I really do think they'll get top 2. I like Derby. They've got a nice ground. But yeah, I'm going for 2nd because, let's be honest, the team winning the league, is Bolton Wanderers. Bolton haven't lost a game this year. They look so strong. They're absolutely smashing every team they come by. I'm afraid when we come against Bolton on the 9th of December. Yeah, I think looking at this table, it looks good. I really do think that. So I'm going to read the table out one by one now. Let me know in the comments what you think your predictions are for the League One. Remember to drop a like because it does mean a lot. And remember to subscribe with the notification bell turned on. So 24th, I've gone Carlisle United. 23rd, Cambridge United. 22nd, Leyton Orient. And 21st, Fleetwood Town. 20th, I've gone for Northampton. 19th, I've gone for Stevenage. 18th, Exeter. 17th, Cheltenham. 16th, Lincoln City. 15th, Port Vale. 14th, Burton Albion. 13th, Shrewsbury Town. 12th, I've gone for Bristol Rovers. 11th, I've gone for Wycombe Wanderers. 10th, I've gone for Oxford United. And 9th, I've gone for Wigan Athletic. 8th, I've gone for Peterborough United. And 7th, missing out on the playoff spots, I've gone for Charlton Athletic. 6th, I've gone with Reading. 5th, I've gone with Blackpool. 4th, Derby County. 3rd, Portsmouth, the playoff winners, I think. 2nd, I've gone for Barnsley. And 1st, I've gone for Bolton Wanderers. Remember, if you did enjoy this video, please drop a like because it does help me out a lot. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.